This is Hope. Hello? Hello? This is her. Good. How can I help you? No, thank you for calling them. Hi, good morning, Victor.
It's your mama.
What's up, Brando?
Good morning.
Stairs always give me pause. Okay. Let me get some out of the way.
Doesn't matter, stop calling me.
Welcome to my world.
Right?
You don't want health insurance?
They've been calling me like 100 times about this Thistle Drive property, and I have no idea where they got my phone number from, and what kind of property is that?
Block them.
Yeah.
They
And I asked them 100 times, stop calling me, I don't own it, I don't know what you're talking about, they still do.
Stupid realtors.
No, it's like lead generation company.
Yeah.
Hey, Hope, do you have your sink open by any chance?
I can have it in 3 seconds.
Can you have it real quick? Can I look at something on it?
You bet.
Let's see if your all's has changed yet. That will determine how we.
Hi.
Good morning. You just sit anywhere today?
Sure.
No, up front.
If you plan to participate, you might want to sit up front. The rest of us hide in the back.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Sure.
open.
You're open?
Mhm.
Let's do that.
Oh, I'm Kathy Shepherd. What's your last name? ARD.
I didn't know if you guys would see all of the.
It's okay, there's like 5 million ways to say
I know, I was like, I don't know if this is the right way.
Okay,
There you go.
you're welcome.
That will help a whole bunch. You guys might actually learn something today.
We might.
Hey, you, how are you?
How are you? What's the code to give me that doors back here?
Your card that you use it up front.
I don't know what that is either. I'll have to look
It's
it
the
up.
last four of your social.
Thank you.
Yes.
Last 4 of your social is everything.
Yes.
Okay. Shan, did you sign me in or I need to do that?
I
Thank
got
you.
you.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
are you?
I can't.
Where are you sitting at?
I'll just sit up here on the floor.
Okay.
Of course, I could tell someone like, someone at church told me Sunday, you got my seat.
Oh, no.
Oh, ooh, that's old school church right there. Ooh.
I looked at him and smiled sweetly and said, that's why the bench behind me, the bench in front of me is open, take your choice.
There you go. There you go. As you should have said, Jesus called and said I could sit where I wanted to.
No, what I should have said, well, hey, since you started coming back to church now, I never know where you want to sit. But I thought, as associate pastor, that probably would not be the right thing to say.
Fly. Yeah.
Like, I'm scared. What church is this?
Right. We're being monitored.
Okay, let me make sure. No, I'm just gonna make sure when I go, I sit in the back.
Or show up real close to the time of service, that way you know where Trey's sitting there.
I'll just allow the usher to seat me, that way. I'm sure they know, like where your seat is.
I move, I don't sit in the same place.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. Just shuffle around, no big deal.
I just like being a smart aleck sometimes.
That's all good. Oh, there's a baby! Baby's here! Hi, sweetness! Come tell me hi! Hello, lover! How are you?
Spoiled already.
Even a small dog that could use that still looks too big for my small dog.
It is a small dog, or no someone, it's an Amazon fail. Oh, no. I mean, like.
I got a boy dog, he would not appreciate me at all.
I think that's too small for my girls.
Like, goes.
I know, I missed you.
Like, it'd be like,
I
like
missed
that.
you.
Because Sparkle has a collar almost exactly like
Why
that.
does that mean sparkles?
That's too small for her.
Nobody?
No.
Okay, somebody made a.
Hey, Heather.
I know, sweetness, I missed you too. I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yes. We can take a picture and send you a picture.
I almost never wear it. I think this might be the only thing I have that's in brown. I think it's a style, because it's a nice shape, because it's kind of like that. Oh, I've had it for a while, the dog's already done this, but thank you.
There you are.
You have to let me do you one time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would be fun.
I did, I missed it. I missed her something fierce. I did.
See that baby.
I know.
So
sweet. Oh my
She is a, Kathy, you at home, Kathy?
Just as soon as she walked in today, yeah. Yep.
She's a Shorkie, so
I have a friend that's a shorty. Cosmo has a friend that's a shorty, I should say. Shih Tzu Yorkie, yeah.
She is so cute.
I know.
She's very similar in color.
So
Yeah.
sweet.
Aw.
She's just a love. It was Randy and I had an experience yesterday. We were outside for a second, and the mail lady, she's delivering mail here to the office, and I think it was like, it's so gross, not gross, but it was like a 60-second makeout session with the dog.
Yeah, she's not lying.
I get rolling.
Not lying at all.
It was like, seriously, 60 seconds, it was like.
I want to go back to Mommy Hope.
They call me Aunt Hope.
It was so
I am
funny.
Hope.
I mean,
I Aunt Hope.
It's, you know, unfortunately, puppies will lick your face and love you, but I mean, it was more than much. It was a bit much.
I know.
There she is.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Oh.
Oh, no, you might need that, look, you might need to have her check that.
I know. So this I know. I missed you too.
Her and Cosmo are both 10. 10's birthday.
I missed you. I did.
It's a shame to make somebody feel so sorry.
No, wife and daughter do the same?
Her name is Bunny.
Aww.
That's so cute. She just sort of hops around.
She's just the most pretty girl.
Hope made her a basket for all her toys.
Well, we got spoiled.
It's so
With
sweet.
it, see, we say the same thing about our grandbabies. We don't spoil them, we just love them very, very much. We do, we love them very, very much. Yes. Yes, we do. Yes,
We're all
we
in the
do.
back row here, Randy.
I know, that's all right.
Marissa, how you doing? Oh, you're so cute. You're so pretty.
That's so cute.
Isn't she pretty?
Oh my
Yes, it's
gosh,
funny.
it's adorable.
I know.
I know,
I
there's a famous girl named
I
Bunny.
do, I love you too. I
She
do.
is famous
I think I will
for
too, man. I think
using
I might be able
these
to do it.
buttons that she presses that only a talking dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can train them. You can train them to push buttons.
Like, go out, feed me. while
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
playing.
Like
whole sentences.
Dad
I'm
at.
getting my ultrasound
Where's
tomorrow.
Dad?
I'm gonna find out
Yes.
if I'm
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay, I'll send you some TikToks on it. It's phenomenal. I think
She's a something doodle.
I think it's a Bernedoodle. But she's
Yeah, you're good.
smart.
You're good. We got a couple texts running late, so we're
Well, and yeah.
hanging
Yeah,
on.
I mean, you really gotta work with them too.
Yeah.
But even if there's one to just go outside.
Yeah.
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 That's still good, yeah, but like, Callie's trying to teach her to sit, so she's like giving her one morsel of food at a time.
Yes, yeah.
She's doing it.
Yeah, yeah, but the little doodle has,
It's incredible.
I bet there's 20 or 30 buttons and can almost like put a whole sentence together, but then it's like more treats and she'll be like, no, you've already had your treats for the day.
So we won't teach you
Just gonna starve the dog. They'll do whatever you want to do.
Backwards. We won't.
So I lost so much weight.
Jason after the time.
Yep, they're still coming. We're waiting. We're waiting.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hi, Lisa, good morning. We got Bunny.
We got Bunny.
I'll keep her quiet, she won't be a distraction, I promise you.
Sure, yeah.
Look, she's just gonna sit here and stare at everybody.
That's
Yeah.
right,
Can't compete with that.
yeah. If she gets to be too much, I'll just walk out or something. She
She'll
said
be
my
fine.
business, she said my business networking, she just slept, the whole time. Even like I stood up and had to say a couple words and then she's still sleeping, so
That's good.
she doesn't really bark yet.
She's the
You
baby.
will.
She's almost 3 months.
Yeah.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
She horses a lot.
Yeah, she sleeps most of the day, like in the office, she's like laying under my desk sleeping. So it's pretty cool. And she's playing, she's all teeth, she loves human flesh. She wants to-
Your feet, she wants your
She wants
feet.
your feet, your toes, your
Yes.
fingers, your ears.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
and it hurts.
And the minute
And
you
it
find the
hurts.
feet, it hurts. Yes. Yes.
That's because you have three dogs, right?
No.
I do beagles.
Oh, nice. My aunt's looking for a cavapoo. My uncle's, of course, she's 78.
Oh.
And she's like, but I probably need to rescue, like an older cavapoo.
I took my other dog, my Sparkles, to the groomer this morning to drop her off, and someone passed away and had a 17-year-old dog, and the granddaughter, she's like, well, I don't want the dog, and left it on the streets of Hendersonville. And so, luckily, the dog was chipped, and so this, that Safe Place for Animals in Gallatin, they got it, but 17-year-old dog, always lost his parents,
yeah.
and the kids, like, we don't want it, and the
That
dog's
is
fine, it's
so
just.
rude.
It's terrible. I know, and the lady at Safe Place said, she thinks there's somebody they may come and adopt her. Because here this dog's lived for 17 years with a
You're trying to
family and a
be
home,
like-
and like, and now she's just
left on the street?
left on the street to like fend for herself, and.
She must be devastated too.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, yeah, poor thing will probably die of heartbreak.
Oh, yeah, I mean, to be loved and then all of a sudden not
Yes.
loved like that.
Yeah.
Did you say it's at Safe Place?
It's at Safe Place for Animals in
Do they
Gallatin.
think that they have an
They
adoption?
think maybe, they're hopeful, there's somebody that's like expressed interest. I
Do you
don't
know what kind it was?
It's,
It's gotta be a
I
small
was gonna
dog.
say it's gray. I stopped myself. It's gray.
Here, give my last description. It's gray.
It kind of, I feel like it's a schnauzer.
Okay.
I think, like it had a skinnier face,
Yeah.
like, eyebrows, and like a little bit of a beard. Super cute,
Some
very
kind of little
clean.
terrier of some kind.
Yeah, medium size.
Oh, I'm not gonna look at you because you tried to get my face.
Yeah, we had one, we couldn't get into the house in Springfield. That dog, they left it, it was a renter. We bought the house and they kicked the renter out and they left the dog and it would not let you get on the front porch. And that was the only key we had.
Oh,
So we had to call the dog catcher to come get the dog so we could get in the house. Yeah, that took 3 days. Huh?
Was the dog starving?
It wasn't starving, they just left it. They didn't want it. They tried to get in the car and it bit the owner, the guy that owned the house. And he's like, nope, I'm not taking it. So we went back to go into the house and the dog would not let you go on the front porch.
Oh my goodness.
So,
They just got a steak on the driveway and ran.
he did, the dog catcher actually brought hot dogs, so that was smart.
That's a secret,
If
yeah.
they're eating, they can't bite you, I guess. So
Right.
It's true, yeah.
try that with my children. Anyway. Well, we'll jump on. I know we got 2 coming, so we'll go ahead and get started because we got Lunch and Learn coming right behind us, and I do not want to keep you from eating. So my name is Randy, Randy the Realtor, and I have been with Ed and Janie for almost 8 years now. Have been using Commissions Inc. for the whole time, and have been down to training, I can't tell you, probably 3 times to Atlanta, and then numerous classes. So I use this daily, my team uses this daily, and it's been something that in the past has been anywhere between 2.5 to 3 million a year production for us on the paid leads. But today we're going to talk a little bit about organic leads and how you can use it as a new agent to get started on getting some buyers. And then we'll talk about a little bit about sellers. So how many of you have actually logged into Commissions Inc. and you have it and you know what it is? Raise your hands. Okay. So a lot of people don't realize this, but even if you're not paying for the leads for Commissions Inc., you still have a site because we have our brokerage edition. So you have a site, you can use it for leads, you can use it for promoting on Facebook and social media. So you don't have to pay for that. That is something you get for free from Ed and Janie. So we'll walk through that a little bit today on how to use it. There's a lot of classes. This goes really deep. So we're going to stay about 10,000 feet, talking just about how to use the leads and how to go through the program. So yes.
I was just gonna say, some of you may have heard of like a CRM, like we've talked about it before. So Sync can be your CRM, like a place to put all your clients. You know, so if you're just brand new and you're like, I have a legal size piece of paper and you're writing your name of your grandma and your aunt and your veterinarian and all that, Sync's the place you can put those things.
Correct. But I will let you know, as far as just past history, Commissions Inc. is best for people that are looking for houses. That's about all it does well, is send them houses that fit their criteria. Okay? There are a ton of other things. If you're sending newsletters out and you're sending, touches, like if you're going through Buffini, those touches, those 12 touches, that's something that you need to probably have a different CRM for. This is not the best one for that. Okay? But we'll walk through that and what it does and kind of how it does it. So we're going to go through 5 steps to converting buyers with social media. So Sync leads, landing pages, which is social media aspect, how and when to post to social media, and then of course just the whole lead generation with Commissions Inc. So we have to back up a little bit and kind of talk about lead conversion. Because if you're new to real estate, NAR, National Association of Realtors, says 2% on average conversion for an internet-based lead. That is not a great conversion if you're paying $5,000, $10,000 a month for leads. So the way that breaks it down is, of course, IDX, pay-per-click leads. You go to your Googles, your things like that you're out there. Forced registration leads, where they can't see anything unless they leave, less than 1%. Facebook leads have their own category, less than 1%. Pay-per-lead or unforced registration leads, which is what this is. We allow them to use the site, so they can click on it. Has a little bit more, it's less than 3%, but your biggest one's going to be your referral-based leads, and that's what we're going to really focus on, because those are the free ones. That's organic. You can send it out to your sphere of influence, and of course you've got almost 5% getting that. So what can we do to create some wow factor? What can we do with our leads once we get them to create a wow factor to make us stand out? And we're going to talk about that, okay? But you have to have what we call meaningful engagement with your lead. So Here's a little bit more, just types of leads: cold leads, internet leads, past clients or warm leads, and hot, current, friend, social network leads. That's really where Sync is going to help you to differentiate how you're going to move forward with moving those leads from a cold lead they just clicked on something on the internet to, getting into your network and using that. So if you think about a marriage proposal here, okay? If you're a person that is dating someone, or you meet someone at a bar, right, or on Tinder, or whatever it is, and you automatically just immediately propose, how do you think that person's gonna feel? Yeah? A little weirded out, ladies, right? You meet a guy in the shopping and he drops to a knee and proposes. Yeah, there's gonna be a problem. Now there is a site in the UK that's like marriage at first sight or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's making a lot of news media right now. It's a little weird. I don't watch it. I've just seen it. But you can imagine what that is. So with your lead conversion, same thing, okay? Picture the same situation. You've now dated for months. You've wined and dined them. You've maybe met their folks, right? You've built a relationship. And then you propose. Better chance of that probably happening, right? A yes, at least, an acceptance. Same thing with lead generation. That's what we're looking for. We want to get the lead on our side. We want to be helpful. We want to get to know them to get to know us before we ask, are you ready to buy a house? Are you ready to list your house? So think about, as we go through this, kind of the relationships that you've had and how we're going to drip them and how we're going to try to build them up to be ready to buy a house or to sell their house. So how long do you guys think most online leads take to close? Fresh, just starting the process. What is your guesstimate?
I would say 6 to 12 months.
6 to 12 months. All right. Anybody else?
I was gonna say 6 months.
6 months? Okay. For a winner, I can get a collar, a pink collar. Your dog or a significant other, whatever you want to use. 6 months?
I was thinking 4 to 6.
Okay. So most buyers, and we'll go to this here in just a minute, take between 21 to 24 months from the time that they click.
That would be
I'm sorry?
online, 21 to
Online. From the time that they decide to click a button to look, okay, 20 to 24 months. And I'll show you that process here in a minute. So what we have to learn to do is we have to connect, engage, and then convert these people. Okay, so here's your sellers, and this is their pre-research, their active research, and then their true selling phase. Starts at about 21 months, so 13.1 months of just pre-research, especially right now. They want to know where the market's going, right? Well, I'm not going to list now, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the interest rates to drop, I'm going to wait for the prices to come back around. That can take up to 13 months. Active research, when they actually click on the button and they're actually reaching out, looking for things, 2.7 months. And then, of course, selling 5 months, 3 to 5 months is usually that process. So a total, which you guys probably are, thinking active research, right? Whenever they're actually reaching out to you. So yeah, that would be a 6 to 7 month, for a seller. Buyers, on the other hand, 16 months in pre-research, right? Most of them figuring out, speaking of pre-approvals, how you can get a lender, a wonderful lender to partner with. Active research, that's 6 months where they're actually going to start looking for where they need to be, especially if they're moving here. And then 4 months for the actual buying process. Maybe 6 months right now, considering there's not a lot of houses out there. So 27 months total for that. Now, relevant content is what we have to have on the first part of that, which is where we get into your other Exitize. If you go to Exitize, there's a lot of different ways that you can send them, and postcards and drip campaigns and things like that, your newsletters. And then, of course, value proposition, where a Sync comes in, showing them houses, showing them what the payments would be on those houses, and actually getting them out to show a house. So between that period of time with buyers and sellers, that kind of gives you a good idea. Another thing you want to think of too, kind of going back to where we were talking about with the proposition of marriage or the marriage proposal, how many of you have ever gone into a store, especially one that has commissioned salespeople, right? A retail store, Best Buy is a good one. A lot of them have gone away from that commission base, but most people want to go in to buy something, not be sold something, right? So I'm actually in the process of building my own house right now. And there's a lot of things that are better or worse. So I've been listening to a lot of salespeople explain to me why I need this as opposed to this. Did you guys know that there's actual TVs that were designed for my pool area, my outside area? Didn't know that, right? That's a technology thing. I had no clue, right? You buy a TV, you put it out there. There's actually TVs that been, so the guy's explaining it to me. This is why you want this TV. This is not why you want this TV on your outdoor pool area. So those are the kind of things. We want to buy, we don't want to be sold, but sometimes we have to be sold. And in real estate right now, they're looking to you to be that professional. They're looking for you to lead them, drag them right now, to buy that house. And same thing there. Keep in mind, they don't want to buy, they want to buy, they don't want to be sold. So when you're going through that process, this is kind of hard to read, but this is a good thing, and we'll send this out with a PowerPoint. But this talks about lead response management. This is Harvard Business Review. They took basically 3 years of data with 15,000 clients and 100,000 call attempts, and they put together what is the best times to reach out to buyers and sellers.
Oh, cool.
Okay? So if you can read this, it's kind of small, but the best days to make contact, Tuesdays and Thursdays by 49%. Okay? So this would be the time that you want to look at making your calls and reaching out to your clients. If you look at a lot of social media stuff, your criteria you can actually get from most of these when your people are on your site, when they're clicking on stuff, when you get the most interaction. This would fit into probably a lot of those same times. Best times to call. Mornings, which believe it or not, between 7:30 and 8:30, we have found with my team, we have longer conversations because people are what?
Driving.
Sitting in traffic. They're driving, right? It fills that time. So whenever they get a call, guess what? They'll talk to you for 45 minutes until they get to their office. So that's a good time. Best time again, 4 to 6 o'clock. Why do you think 4 to 6 o'clock is the best time? They're driving, they're done with work. I need something different to do than work. My mom all the time calls me between 4 and 6 o'clock, right? She's done, she works for the state, so she kind of gets done, and she's always trying to call me for 4 and 6 o'clock. Of course, she knows I don't get up at 7:30, so. But 4 to 6 o'clock is the best time, 164% better at 4 to 6 o'clock. Response time, again, as soon as you call them, as soon as they register on your site, give them a call, get that response time. 400% within the first 5 minutes. So if any of you are using Commissions Inc. and you get that round robin call that you get and it says, are you available for a call? And you click 1 and that call calls that person back. Some of you are looking like, I have no idea. That's how we have it set up. The reason we have it set up that way is because as soon as they register, within 5 minutes, that person wants to talk to somebody about a house. Because if not, guess what? They're moving on to the next site. Question, Teresa?
Yes, sir. On the notifications, do we get those through text?
You will. If you sign up for Lead Source, okay, and the way that we have it set up is we have the Commissions Inc. round robin. We have 2 platforms, and we have about 15 to 20 people on each platform, okay? When that comes in, you will get a call called Switchboard Sarah, and it will say, are you available for a call? Press 1 if you are. If you don't press 1, it will go on to the next person in line, okay?
So is on the caller ID, and they're going to show up Switchboard Sarah?
So, you're getting ahead of me.
Sorry.
But what you want to do is, Sync has a separate number, okay? So when you sign up for Commissions Inc., you have a separate phone number, okay? I'll show you here in just a little bit. Mine is called Money Phone, $$. So I know when that comes in my phone, it's Money Phone, $$. When I am with my family and that comes up, sorry, Dad's gone. I don't care what's going on. Except for a certain couple things, that's a hot lead that's coming in that is just registered on our site. So you want to set that up. But it also gives you another phone number to call from if they know your phone number and they stop answering your phone or block it like we were just talking about, right? You can actually use that number to call them on the back end. And it's a number they probably haven't blocked yet. Make sense? So yes, you will actually register that in Commissions Inc. I use Sync in Commissions Inc. C, Commission, Inc., INC. Sync is what it's called. So I use that interchangeably. But yes, that's something you will want to add to your phone. Okay? Now the other bad thing about that is you don't know if it's a lead coming in or if somebody's calling back your number. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So sometimes it's money phone, I think it's a new lead, but it's one of my clients that's calling me back from a number I called her on. So. Yes, another question.
2 questions. So for the responses, for your slide up there, is that for all types of calls, cold calls?
So
Or is
these
this
are, yeah,
just
this
people
cold
that are
call,
Okay.
generate, so, yes, new
So
income generation calls is
Okay.
what this is tracking.
And then my second question is about the lead source. So you were talking about the people that are on the site. Is that just for people that are paying for leads, or is that for?
So our switchboard, Sarah, is for people that are paying for leads
Okay.
through Ed and Jamie.
Okay.
Okay, you sign up or, through, talk to Tina and she'll let you know if there's a spot available. If not, you can get on the waiting list.
There's not right now.
Okay.
You gotta get on a waiting list.
Yeah, because
Okay.
the reason, again, we want to keep it low because those 15 people, right, are paying an amount of money that they are expecting, okay, to get so many leads per month,
Okay.
right? Now, again, the leads that you get are only if you're available, okay? So if you're not available and it misses you, you might not get that lead, and you could get up to, I don't know how many we're getting now, but you could get up to 30 leads if everybody else is not available or is, not pushing one to accept those leads.
Okay.
So it round robins through there. And the reason we did that is because there are a lot of people that are having leads that weren't using those leads. And we have wonderful lenders like Craig and his Lunch and Learn that are helping us pay for those leads. So therefore, we need to make sure we're calling those leads and we're getting those answers. Yes?
I want to say something. You can go through Sync and not go through here.
That was
Because I'm
my
on
next
a waiting
question,
list, so I called Sync personally,
Okay.
and I got on it myself. It is a lot more expensive,
Okay.
but I'm doing that until I can get on the office,
Okay.
just so I have them coming in.
Yeah, they do sell your own, but again, you're gonna pay between $3,000 to $5,000 a month
No,
on,
they have a promotion going on right now.
oh, do they?
$8.99 a month for the
There you go.
first 6 months right now.
See?
But you have to sign up by September 29th. If you don't sign up by September 29th, it goes away.
There you go. Did not know that. So, but yeah. And that's Andy. I mean, there's lots of lead things. So Zillow's, Realtor.com, Premier Agent, all that stuff would be this same criteria. This is not done by Sync, it's done by Harvard. They're a smart school up there in North. All right? And then, of course, persistence. That's the other thing they look at. So calling people more than one time, right? We'll talk here in a little bit. There's actually a filter that you can go in to where you call these people 3 times if you haven't contacted them in a day. So 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, you need to be trying to get that person on the phone. Because, and this is the reason for the persistence, once they sign up, they're going to register as a buyer or a seller, right? And then Sync automatically starts sending them things that are going to fit whatever they're looking for, criteria-wise. If they are just sending them things and you haven't talked to them and had that conversation, they just see it as another bot that's sending them things, right? We haven't connected. Remember what we talked about? Connect, engage, and connect. That's the key. If you haven't connected, it doesn't look like you're working for them. It just looks like another bot, and they can get that from Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever. Truly. But if you're connecting with them, you're saying, hey, my name is Randy, I'm an agent, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to find you that house. This is what differentiates me from a bot or a website. I'm going to find you that house, and I've engaged those people. That's that wow factor. Now, whenever those come, it says, hey, XYZ, this is a house I found that we talked about, fits your criteria. What does it look like? I'm doing my job. I'm earning that commission that they get all pissed about that we don't deserve 3%, right? Or whatever it is. So persistence huge to get a hold of those people when you get that lead in your mailbox. Okay? Any questions from there? That's just kind of covering lead generation. Now we're going to jump into the true 5 steps of how you can go about this. So these are some screenshots. Again, you guys, if you haven't used it, this will kind of be a little foreign to you, but I'll try to walk you through at least a little bit, and we might have to jump ahead. Actually, let's just jump ahead real quick. I'm going to come back to this. Whoops. So what happens with Sync is all of this stuff up here, sphere of influence, Facebook, Google, Zillow, referrals, we dump all of that into our sales funnel, okay? You have new leads, attempted contact, these are the pipeline, right? Appointment, showing, and under contract. And then the payday, right? The money falls out the bottom. You have a lot of leads at the beginning, right? And then you're gonna funnel those down, if you've not been in sales, to get something in the end, okay? So you might have 1,000 leads up here that lead to one sale. That's kind of the, that 3%, right, that we're gonna get. So whenever we're talking about these stages or these priority labels, the P1, P2, and P3, those are all prospecting. We're calling those people to get a hold of them and to move them through the funnel, all right? So new leads, attempted contact. We haven't got a hold of them yet. Contacted is whenever we're nurturing those people. Remember we talked about giving them something that's going to wow them? That's whenever we're going to start sending them some type of houses to see or some type of information that's going to help them, walking them through the process. So contacted and appointment set is nurturing. So that's F1, F2, F3. Anybody know what the F is?
Phase?
Following. Phase starts with a P. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Sorry.
P is prospecting, right? We're trying to get a hold of them. F is for follow-up. Follow-up 1, 2, and 3. So whenever you get that. And then, of course, active engagement. Now you're showing them homes. You're going out. You got them under contract. You want to make sure you turn off all those homes because, believe it or not, I got a client under contract when I was very new and I was all excited. And we're moving through that process. You probably remember this. And we're moving through the process, and guess what? Man, thanks for sending this other house. This is awesome. We went out of this contract and into this one. Really? So shut that off. Don't send them any more homes after that. But so those are the filters. So priority 1, new registrations, no contact. You have never got a hold of them. They're a new registration to your database. New registrations, attempted contact. That means you have contacted them, sent them an email, sent them a text, you have called them. So you can actually walk this through your funnel. Priority 3, last login. This is a way that Commissions Inc. sets this up, that whenever you log in to call your leads, you can actually do a priority 3, and you can look at, I'm going to call the people that have come back to my site, and it has a funnel already, a filter already set up, so you can actually call the people that have logged in last, right? Why would you want to do that?
Fresh.
Fresh, top of mind. Those are the people. I go through and I sort all my ones because they got there if I clicked them something, and usually trash those, right? They're not coming back to my site. I didn't connect with them. I don't need to have them in there because they're just going to dilute that funnel. Okay? So last login. If they come back and log in, I can actually click it, and they're in the trash, and they log in. Guess what? It's going to send me a notification. Like we talked about with Teresa, saying, "Hey, so and so just logged in." I just had one that I trashed. I'll pull it up, I'll show you here in a little bit. 132 days ago. Didn't do anything. Guess what? They came back to my site recently. What do you think that means?
They are ready.
They're looking, right? They might be ready. So I'm going to go back and call them today. Maybe during this class, we'll see. Priority 4 is a 4-day text. So that means they haven't been back to the site in 4 days. So the site automatically is going to send them a text to say, "Hey, haven't heard back from you. Are you still interested?" All right? There's a lot of things going on right now within Commissions Inc. called AI. You guys familiar with AI, artificial intelligence? They're getting it to the point. I was just on a beta test for this, that they will continue in conversation up to 24 hours with these people until I can reach out to them.
Wow. Okay, wow.
And answer any of their questions. Answer, "Hey, I saw this house was available," and it will reply for you. Pretty cool stuff, right? Well worth the money that we're spending. But again, if they haven't been back, you've got to get them on that. So priority 4 is that. Quality scores, and we're going to jump in and look at the system so you can see this. Each new lead is going to have a quality score. Whenever they sign up, what they're looking for, Hendersonville, $250,000 to $350,000 house. Are you pre-qualified? It's going to ask all these questions. It has a quality score, so you can actually go through and just look at your quality score people. All right, I want to call all my 80% and higher, so you can sort by that. New registration bad phone number. We had them set up a couple years ago. If it's a bad phone number and they did 5555555, then it goes into a bad phone number, and it actually, on the back end of the system, when they log in, it's not gonna let them move forward until it just asks them to verify their phone number. Well, guess what? If they put in a bad one, they might not remember, and now they might put in their new phone number that's a real one to verify their phone number, and it changes the system. So it does a lot of things for you, but these are kind of the key ones that we use every day. Or if they update their search. If they've come in and updated their search, what do you think that might tell you?
They're thinking about something different.
Think about something different, could be a new city, what else?
More interest, the
Maybe they are
interest
selling.
level has gone up.
Their interest level gone up? What about our lender? What do you think that might be from a lender's standpoint?
If they updated their search, they're actively looking at something.
Yeah, they might have actually got pre-approved for more.
Yeah.
You might see that. A lot of them come in, they clicked on this $1 million house, right? They can't afford that, but then you can kind of see that they're looking at $230,000, $250,000 houses. But whenever they come in looking at $230,000 and $250,000 houses, and you get this updated search notification, and you go back in and they're looking at $450,000 and $500,000 houses, it means they've got their pre-approval, and guess what? They can afford more than what they thought they could afford. Holy ball game.
Either way, it means they're more engaged.
They're more engaged. They come back. That's huge.
Yeah.
And you want to be notified about that. So that's another thing that they do. Now you also will get, they've unsubscribed. Can you call those people that have unsubscribed?
Yep.
Heck yeah. Right? I mean, what's going to hurt, right? Sometimes it was a mistake. Hey, I saw you unsubscribe from my email. Was there something we were doing wrong or something changed? But if you haven't talked to them before, probably not going to answer your call now. So that's why it's so important within that first 5 minutes. You know they're sitting at their computer. It's not weird like, hey, I just saw, it's just, hey, I saw you registered on my site. Just here to help you. I want to let you know that there's somebody behind that screen, a person that can walk you through this process.
Okay.
I'm going to be helpful. We'll go over scripts later, but that's what we're doing here. So updated search, okay? And then they kind of add down there, Thursday is the best day to contact a lead. In order to qualify that lead, 19.1% better than Friday, which is the worst day. Right? Most people are drunk by Friday. I mean, you can't do that. Fiduciary responsibility if they're drunk. You can't sell them. So keep that in mind. Here's some of the save filters we put in there. Again, please don't add filters and don't change the labels. We had somebody in here, I still don't think it's cleaned up, but went in and changed all the labels in there. And I couldn't believe they could do it, but they can because it's a broker site. And it was they changed everything to Portland buyer or bad buyer or single buyer, and all of our labels were screwed up. So don't go in and change these. These are there for you. These are the best ones. You can kind of look through here. So new registration, non-contact, new registration, attempted contract, last login, call today, overdue, all of these, last login 120. There's all these different filters that we have in there for you, and they're all set up so that we can sort by those filters. So do not change those if you can still. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have access like you guys have access, so I don't know if you can. All right, now does this make more sense now, the funnel? Okay. Especially if you haven't used it, you got to understand. So P1, you just click on your P1s, P2, P3, and that'll give you your whole attempted contact people. And you want to start with those every day, new leads and attempted contact. Every single day you want to get in there and call those people. All right? If your clients fall off the radar, recycle them back in. Okay? Put them back up at prospecting. If they change or they push it out. My longest one was almost 3 years that I worked with these people, but he was trying to get into the school system. He was a principal up in Chicago, and he wanted to move down here. And he moved down here. It took him 2 years to get in through the system because school years and stuff. He got in. Long story short, but I think he's in the mafia or something because he just up and moved. He didn't call me, and it was really weird. So I think he was on a, what is that? The witness protection thing from Chicago. So, a lot of people from Chicago that moved here are witness protection. I'm just letting you know. They just come down here. I mean, middle of the night they were gone, and it was crazy. So we had a good 3-4 years ago. These are labels. I won't go into a lot of this because if you don't have a lot of different people in here, but you can label this. So buyer situation, credit repair, current listing, custom search. If you're going to use the labels, again, don't change them. Don't put in these are a Portland listing or labels. These are all these. client for life, past client, you can mark those in there so you know who they are, and you can kind of use that a little bit. Already bought, bad credit, an agent, believe it or not, these agents get into our site because it's really good, and it will send them kind of like a hot sheet every day. I've got one guy, I can't get rid of him, I can't delete him, come back. He's driving me crazy, and he's on it all the time. So just kind of keep that in mind if you want to add that as an agent, and then dump them, that way we know why they're in there. Here's a bunch of different labels that we have, in our system, so you can qualify holiday greeting, newsletter, investor, looking to rent. You can do all kinds. You can color code them, which are all the bad ones, right? Plan your calendar. This is huge as you get into it. Having that time, like we said, 7:30 to 8:30, best calling time. So every day you go in, priority 1, 2, 3, hit your dashboard, see what you've got coming up. Every day again, calling 11:30 to 12:30. These are the 3 days, the 3 times we call, and then 4 to 6:30 priority list. We used to call on Thursdays in the evening. We used to actually come down here and all call as a group together. If you guys want to start that, I'm more than happy to do it. We've got leads in the system. If some of you are interested in making some calls together, there's plenty of leads that we use for SyncU. We actually went down to Atlanta, I guess it was about a year and a half ago, right before COVID. So 2020, early 2020, there's a 3-day class. It's $99, and then you pay for your hotel and stuff, but that's your food and everything. And they do a great class. There's a time frame on a day that they actually separate, and you just call leads. So you learn this stuff the first day. Second day, you learn a little bit of the seller stuff. Third day is just a blitz. And we got a bunch of leads out of the old system from people that had left and hadn't been touched. And, good morning, Ed. We just did blitz on them, and we just called. And that day we walked out from old leads. I think we walked out of Atlanta with like 6 meetings. And then I think we closed 2 or 3 of those just from that 2-3 hour blitz that we had there in Atlanta. So we can resurrect that. We have them labeled in here if you guys want to do that. You get to listen to other people call. It's not role play. We get to kind of get on, call people. You get to listen to people call. And like I said, we've got enough leads in there. We could do it for probably a couple Thursday nights. Again, Thursday is the best time. 4 to 6:30. Come in here, set up some phones, and call. So set the pipeline. Again, we talked about the pipeline as you go through. Make sure you change that in there so you know if it's a new lead you hadn't contacted, or if it's an attempted contact. Maybe hey, I've tried them at 7 o'clock in the morning. They didn't answer. I'm gonna try at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because they might be East Coast or West Coast. No, don't call at 4 o'clock in the morning. You do have to make note of that, learn your area codes, because there are a lot of California people in there, and whenever you're calling at 7:30, it's 4:30 there, 5:30 there, so keep note of that. Make a note, always put notes in there, that's always good, and then of course set a follow-up task. Only set up a follow-up task. In fact, let me go back here real quick. No reminders set. On these 2 up here, don't set reminders. It'll drive you crazy. They'll stay in that P1, P2, and P3 until they move into contacted. But you will drive yourself crazy if you try to do that. Contact reminder set for all these down here, because that reminds you, right, that you need to call those people, and it will pop up on your calendar or on your, whenever you log into the system on your dashboard. Okay? Mass imports. Any questions there for going through that? Trying to rush through this. So build rapport, just be genuine, be interested. This is when you're calling. Don't try too hard. Give compliments, be patient, be observant. Whenever you're calling these people, it's one of those, you remember the books? Some of you might not be this old, but like you could change, okay, if you want to go this way, you go to page 130, and then, okay, I'm going to go over to 130, I'm going to go this way, and then you realize, oh crap, I died, now I should have gone this way. That's cold calling. I mean, literally with this. There are so many different directions you can go on a call. You got to be just ready to go. But there are good scripts and good, phrases that Commissions Inc. uses, and we can get those out to you, of how to move these people through, and then how to overcome the objections that they give to you. I tell my team, I tell my people I call with, you need 3 whys deep, right? You need to get 3 whys before you get off the phone with them. It's not, oh, I'm not looking right now, or I'm just browsing. Oh, okay, thanks for stopping by. I'll reach out to you in a month when you've already bought a house and I'm pissed because I lost a commission. but you have to get why. Why are you holding off right now? It could be a credit issue. They could be fixing their house to sell. There's so many whys out there, but you have to continue to ask. Now, you can't be badgering and, here's the big bright light and, hey, where are you? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you buying with me? Why aren't you wanting to go see a house? But you have to walk them through that process. And there's a lot of things on here. Being patient is one, to walk through that process. If you came from somewhere else and you're a new realtor, anybody was a realtor somewhere else and you came over here, okay? Or you have just a nice little spreadsheet of your friends and family, you can do a mass import. I'm gonna run through this real quick. Not a lot of people have them. But if you were and you had a list, or you buy a list, or you wanna take tax records and pull them out, you can actually drop that in here and send it to our guy at Commissions Inc. and they will actually import that. So you'll have a list of people in Commissions Inc. to set that up. So there's the ways to do that. Here's all the different ways you can put in here. If there's agents that you need, these are all the different sales that you can add. So if there's a city they're looking at, favorite city, so that way it shows them homes in Hendersonville, or homes in Portland, or homes in Bellevue, wherever you want to do. Mass imports again. Do you want to send a welcome email to those leads? The lead itself has a username and a password, and they have to have that. So if you do a mass email and you're not going to be the one reaching out to them to share that with them, that welcome email will have that username and password so they can log in to the system to use it. You want the leads to have saved search created. If it's going to send them any kind of houses that are on our MLS, you're going to need that. So you want to have that created for them. What is the source? If you're getting them, you're buying them from somebody else, you're sharing leads with a network partner. Believe it or not, insurance companies, maybe you've got a lender that has a list of people that they want you to call. Those are all important to have that so you can know to get back to them and where that lead came from. And then is there a date you need to be entered by? So if you're trying to get these done so you can promote something, make sure you let them know that. But don't tell them yesterday. They don't like that at all. So how does it look? These are just some customized landing pages of how these people are getting to us. So whenever they're, and this uses Derby, these are just from Commissions Inc. But when they click on that, it's going to take them from a landing page on a site or on an ad on the side of foxnews.com or CNN. No, we don't use CNN. But some of those places that they have, it's going to have a little ad, and when they click on that page, it's going to put them in. So here's some keywords that they might search. Again, this is, take Derby, Kansas and put Hendersonville, Tennessee, because that's what we're using, or Sumner County, or Robertson County. We have all of those keywords. But here's all the different types of keywords that just Derby, Kansas could use. And they put those in, and that's whenever they click on that, that's what's going to take them to put in. So you guys have probably seen these, right? Whenever you're searching, this is some of the things that how we market, just so you'll understand how the leads get in. Facebook ads, we've talked about this a little bit earlier. Conversion rate is lower. Social leads are earlier in the buyer process, so most of them, they are friends of yours. If you're Facebook friends, are going to be a little quicker to buy or sell with you. And then, of course, the cost per lead is a lot cheaper than doing a Google ad or Zillow or any of those things. So why do we use them? Ads are served to proactively based on location and demographics, and that algorithm with Facebook is changing all the time. But the search ads shown that the users perform a relevant search. So whenever you're looking at these markets, lower cost per lead, more location-based and demographic, we can actually go in to Facebook and just target an apartment complex, right? And say, hey, I'll show you a couple, but let's go back to easy one. Do a little Canva. Hey, has your landlord ever thanked you for paying their mortgage, right? Call me if not. And you can actually take that, you can go into Facebook, do a housing, and just circle around literally where that apartment complex is, or if there's a lot of apartment complexes. You can actually do demographics of renters, just renters. That's what I'm going after. Now again, right now, probably not a good time with high interest rates. It's probably not cheaper than their rent, but our lender can tell us that.
False.
Buyer seller. Open house. You want to open house to a subdivision on Facebook, you can do that. Landing pages, we'll talk about that. And then remarketing brand awareness, if you're trying to get that out and you have a website, you can remarket through Facebook. So here's some other niche markets that Facebook allows you to do: military, age, income level, parent, expected parent, divorce, separated. Because you know they track that. That's why they have that little, are you single, or are you married, or are you divorced, so they can sell marketing ads to that. And divorce, sometimes you get 2 sales, 4 sales, yeah, depending on the relationship with your friends and family. Home value, language, male, female, renters, homeowners, and first-time home buyers. So just some of those. Facebook targeting, again, you guys have probably used it. If you haven't, there's lots of classes online. You can just search it. But just lost it. There we go. So this is the local targeting. So what we're talking about, you can actually just check box these. We're going to use these 2, and then we're going to schedule, so Hendersonville, White House, anything like that. Put those ads in front of them, and this is kind of a cool way. Hey, you're going to have Tuesday Talk at Night. You can put it in. Actually, you don't want people in California or people in Derby, Kansas to know about your taco night. You want people in the area, right? Food trucks, for instance. So that's just kind of a fun way to put that in and do that. So, 11:15. I'm going to skip through this pretty quick. We can come back and do a separate class on this, but we have it in here. These are just kind of some of the ways, if you want to set up a landing page, this shows you what it looks like. Keep in mind, anybody that would click on this and enter their information on your Facebook ad would come directly into your commission feed. Okay? Let me say that again. Put a Facebook ad out there as a landing page. They click on it, and it's going to come back in and be in your commission feed as a Facebook lead. That's where it will show that you came from. So these are just some of those, how we pull them in. So open houses, you could do a landing page for a new listing you might have. And actually you can do that through MLS now. I don't know if you saw that. I think I showed that in my boot camp. But seller ads, and then of course buyer ads. So you can do that. Do the lead generation and pull it in. So here's some of those, what they would look like on Facebook for ads. You know, home search, you can set whatever name you want to do, but that's, if you clicked on Facebook and done anything on Facebook, you've seen these ads. That's what they look like. Okay, what's your home worth? That's a great one to do through Commissions Inc. If you don't have leads and you want to put that on Facebook, that's what it looks like. It shows all the little homes in your area that you've selected, and they click on it, put their address in, it sends them an email, says, hey, we're working on it, we'll be back in touch with you. It doesn't do the work for you. You have to go in and do the CMA and reach out to the lead, all right? But that's a great way to do it. So if you're new and you're looking for some people, it's a good ad to run. Run $20, $30 on a weekend, Thursday through Sunday, and see what happens. It'll work. Same thing here. Sold, if you get a house sold, you want to show off in that neighborhood. You can do mailers, you can do postcards, but it might take you 2 weeks to get them out. You could have this out literally the next day. So 5 minutes, easy. Open houses, another way to do it. Video, pictures. These are landing pages that you can set up through them. Again, kind of what we talked about. So show me the list. You're going to get your information. It's going to send it into your Commissions Inc. Anybody ever use landing pages? Anybody using landing pages right now? No? Anybody ever used them in the past? Okay. Anybody want to?
Yes, I'm technologically challenged, so. All right, I need all the help with this.
Welcome back. And there's lots. I'll show you here in a little bit, but there's tons of tutorials you can take. 2 minutes to show you how to set it up. They've got tons of videos on Commissions Inc. and they're free to you.
Okay.
So keep that in mind. You don't have to sit through hours of classes to do that. All right. These are remarketing campaigns. So again, whenever you do a business page, how many of you have a business page on Facebook? Hey, looky there, that's a lot of hands, good job. You can remarket that, right? You can have them to where it's gonna come up over and over and over again through your Facebook using your sync. Okay? There's that website if you wanna reach out to that person. Oops. There it is. MyCSA@commissionsinc.com. All right? And they'll reach out to you and they will walk you through. That is something, as the broker package we have, that CSA is available to you. We have a dedicated CSA to walk you through that. So send them an email and say, hey, I need help. Don't tell them Randy told you. All right? Here's some do's and don'ts. Do ask leads to follow your social media stream. If you're not getting them on your social media stream, you're losing out on remarketing to those people. Have them like your Facebook, have them put a Facebook review on there, and just kind of do that. So even the coldest of cold audiences are receptive to following you on your Facebook. Tell them that's where you're going to get the most valuable information. Do drip campaigns to whose emails you've captured. If you stay on them, I've had several. I took my list when I came in from IT, going way back, to a guy that I had sold some IT stuff back when I was in the previous job. And fast forward 5 years later, I took all my email stuff, put it in Commissions Inc. and into exit strategy stuff. And he calls, and guess what? He's got 3 rentals he needs to get rid of here in Gallatin. All right, the guy lives in Brentwood, you know. But hey, you're the only one I know up there. You've been dripping on me for 5 years. I know you. I never would have called that guy to see if he had rentals. I mean, he was gone, but he was in my database and he was being dripped on. So use those. If you get an email, drip on those people. Add a call to action at the end of every piece of content. So if you put a Facebook ad out there, now they're using WhatsApp as well. So use WhatsApp, have them call me, where there's a call me button, email me, whatever. Make sure you add that call to every single piece that you put out there. Why is that? Because if not, you're not going to know if they got it or if they're interested. It's not going to capture that information unless they do that. In a clear internal process for defining each audience. Okay. When you're open housing, don't just throw it out to the world. Okay. Really try to get as niche as you can, because you're going to spend less money, and the things are out there for you to choose to do that. Don't just throw that money out. Now again, there's a lot of our houses we're pushing to California. So I'll run a house ad in that area of California, San Francisco right now, or Chicago, because then it's going to pull up and they're going to see this huge house for XYZ amount of money, and they're going to maybe follow up and send that. So use that as much as you can to target your audience to get that out. Never ask for too much information right away. Going back to that proposal, you don't want to scare them off. You want to be there and be that friendly person. They're not ready to give that to you, so don't ask for it. And then never presume that they are warmed up after receiving your first piece. It just goes back. That married proposal thing, I heard that at a conference 5-6 years ago. And any of you that have ever dated or proposed, I mean, even after 2 years of dating, you're a little nervous even asking this person to be with you forever. But we do it every day. Are you ready to buy a house? Are you ready to see a house? Are you ready to do this? And they don't know who we are. We haven't differentiated ourselves. So it just stuck with me, and I think it's something that, if you can get that in your head, learn that real quick. So there's my information. If you need to contact me, my office is up there. But I want to jump out and show you just real quick our Sync platform. So get out of this and get that. So this is Sync. This is what it looks like. These are some leads. So here's the attempted contact. This is your pipeline. This is their name, their phone number, and their email. You can see this cool little check mark over here. Sync does go in and actually pulls that and says, hey, this is somebody that we've checked this phone number. It's a good phone. We pinged it. We pinged this email. It's a good phone number. Okay. This is their score. So they're a buyer, and they're a 74 quality score. So that's pretty high out of 100. Okay. So it's a pretty good person, I guess, that you would want to look at. This is the attempted contact. This is my pipeline. If I were to change that, like we talked about, contacted, appointment set, appointment met, active client, pending client, all those are there. Facebook, this is where they came in at. So this is 4 days ago. This person registered on my Facebook for one of my ads. Probably 4 days ago, that would have been an open house ad. So we had an open house this weekend that Julia was not here. I know she's probably watching online. I won't share her cat story, but if you want to ask her cat story, I'll let you ask her that. But we ran a huge ad, and that's from 4 days ago. That would have been from that. Again, attempted contact. I have not reached this person yet. They're looking in Lafayette, or Lafayette if you're not from here. $450,000 is the average. Their time frame is 12 to 24 months. They last logged in 4 days ago, and they've only logged in one time, okay? So again, they clicked on the ad, they came to my site, it registered them, they inputted their information, right? And now I have it. So last touch was 4 days ago, whenever they first initially said it. Reminders, I don't have one. Why? Anybody tell me why I don't have a reminder on here? They're just an attempt, right? To drive yourself crazy if you put anything else on there. But this is kind of cool, okay? You don't want to let them know you can see this, okay? Here's her views. She's looked at 3 property views, okay? She's saved 1 search. She hasn't favorited anywhere or inquired any of them, okay? But if I were to click this, okay, I can see the house that she looked at, all right? And I can see the MLS number, all right? She's looked at it 3 times. What does that tell you?
I said.
I said, right? I caught you looking at me twice. Right? So that's something I want to maybe keep in mind. I don't want to call her and say, hey, I see you're looking at this, but, you know, hey, I see you're looking on Lafayette. Is there anything that, you know, piqued your interest? If she doesn't say that. Or can I ask you what you're looking for in Lafayette? Well, this, and this. Oh, man, have you seen the one on Hillwood Court with the green door, right? I mean, whatever. Yes, that's one. I looked at that like 3 times. Would you like to go see it in person? Is that easier?
Yeah.
See what I mean? Scripting can change a lot of this, but they don't know you can see a lot of this stuff, so keep in mind.
Don't say to them, I saw you looked at that 3 times.
That's just creepy, right?
I was looking through the window while you were online.
I see you're getting ready to get in the shower. Would you like to see that in an hour after you get out? Or would you like, okay, let's do that. You know, it's just that weird.
If you want to take that a step further, if it's somebody you've engaged with, and it's a property that this is not totally out of your way, Lafayette probably ain't gonna fit that box, but say it's a property in Gallatin, and you're gonna be going home anyway. Call the agent and say, hey, can I come view this property real quick? Get your cell phone out and do a quick home tour for the person, and then send them an email with a video that says, hey, this property is available, and I felt like it might be something you're interested in. I wanted to just send you a quick video on it. If you really want to supercharge it with the person, do that, because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yeah, this is one that I was looking at, and this person somehow knew. You don't have to tell them how. Yep. So obviously that's not a cold thing. That's somebody you've engaged with. But just something to think about. That's a good way to, possibly get somebody in your.
Yeah, and that's why the engagement is so important, because you can go so much further with the engagement than you can just being a bot or another agent out there. So keep in mind, they're looking at 3 to 4 other sites, so they don't know which site. That's why we don't mention our site in the script whenever we call them. So again, here's 1.7 million, right? Only been back 1 time. Probably just looking at a site, but there's 2 views, 775. So you can kind of go through there. Now again, if I want to just say, hey, I really need to make some money, I'm going to go back and look at medium price, high to low. I just need to get my top guys that are going to buy something now. Or you want to do last login, or you want a time frame. I need these 1 to 3 month people. I need to call them. You can do that, okay? So you can sort this however you want to sort it, okay? Again, these are showing you our, like Carolyn is here on this one. This is Craig. So every other one they sponsor. So please use those kind of people whenever they're on here. But yeah, just that's basically an overview of sites. Now I do want to show you something, and several of you maybe have a big database or you want to send a property. This is the last thing I'll show you. This is called reverse prospecting. So actually I'll use this one. I don't know whose it is. It's ours. But this is, if you go over here to this properties right here, and you click on this in 130 Cable Road, this is one that we just listed, and we go over here to buyer matches. You can actually click on the buyer matches if you have a database that you're trying to send a home or there's one open house coming, and this will tell you, it'll go through your database and kind of clean it up, and it will show you all of your people in our database right now that are a fit for that house, okay? So here's a match score of 86%. If I go over here, I can see it's Portland, Hendersonville, or Gallatin, 2+ beds in their price range. That's what they're trying to do. So that's why that is so high for them. But I might reach out to that person, right? and say, hey, I found another house, or here's another house you might want to see. And you can do all that through here, okay? I won't go into too much, but that's kind of a way to do it. So in our database right now, we have a lot of those people that would fit that house right there.
So that's not even my client.
I'm sorry?
Is that only the clients I
So,
have?
well, so this is the brokerage one, so your clients would be the only ones that would pull up on that, okay? So again, we're using this, so this is the brokerage one, so that shows everybody in our brokerage that would do that. Now, if you were going through, this is office agents right here. You can do all MLS agents. There's a lot of people that use this right now on Facebook.
Wow.
If you see them, and they're marketing the house, but they're not the listing agent. Now, you have to get permission, you have to reach out to the person. But ours pulls all the MLS. So now if we wanted to pull this and say, okay, what buyer matches do I have in my database, right? So yours, it would show you that on here, okay?
How did you get here?
So you go to properties, down here,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
And click on properties, and then you go up here to click on either all MLS listings or my office agent listings, okay?
Nice.
Listed in the past 24 hours. You want to come in every morning and you want to pull up all the ones that were listed in the last 24 hours? Here they are, right?
That's listed on MLS or on?
These are all MLS, yeah, these are all MLS. It shows right here, so Mark Spain, Welcher, Caldwell Banker, okay, here's a renter, right? But that shows you all of those, kind of like a hot list,
Yeah.
okay? So if I were to do that, and I'm not going to send it, but I'll just use this because this is the brokerage one, right? So if I were to do this, I could take this and say, okay, this one's in Lewisburg, Tennessee, here's all the people. It's a lower number, but I could actually copy this, okay? I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to click on this person. I can click all of them if I wanted to, but I don't want to be annoying, right? And I can send that, and then do a
Message selected.
A message selected. And now over here, I can send them a direct message that says property match, and it's just going to send in here, hi, this may be a great listing for you. All right, these are dynamic links. Link to the property. Would you be interested in seeing it? Here's my agent first name, all that. So just so you can see what it looks like, this is what that email would look like. Okay, and that's a property. It's going to put his name or the buyer's name in here. Here's the property link, and here's my information. Again, I'm working for them. It's going to show. It'll show my picture. It will send all that and send that to that person. Okay.
I didn't know about this.
Can you do land? Because
Say
I
it
have
one more
somebody
time.
looking for land. Can you do land through that?
So you can. It's all MLS related. So if you go back into properties, you're going to have to look at. This goes in a little more deeper. There's not as many on the land side that you can do, but you can go in and actually just do a sort by, and these are featured on that. Let's see if I can find it here. All right, so while I'm here real quick, let me show you this. So this little button right here, for those that are, you see all the listings, you can click on this and it will automatically do a Facebook ad for you. So if I wanted to promote this listing in a certain area and do a Facebook ad, I could click on that and put it on my Facebook page real quick and easy. They have that now on RealTracs too, so you can do it via RealTracs. But yeah, listings, you'd have to go in and do a sort on that, I think. Well, I guess if it was going to be a landing, so this is reverse, so we'd have to actually find a land
And
and then do the buyer matches for that.
Okay, gotcha.
Because again, this is just attaching, is that a land? Yeah, zero bed, zero bath. So then I'd have to do buyer matches, and if they were looking for land in the database that you had, it should pull them up as a match.
Cool.
And I just have to look at their match score, their match factors, and see if they're looking for that.
Okay, thank you.
Make sense?
Yep.
Randy,
Yes.
so you mentioned something about getting permission. What are we getting permission to do? Are we calling the listing agent to get permission to run a Facebook or to promote?
Correct, to promote their listing. So this is
Okay.
an Exit Truly Home Realty. So you'd have to find out who that is, okay? And find out, hey, can I have permission? I usually just text them because I have it in format that said I can,
Okay.
that I can do that, okay? So I would just say, hey, you have a property that fits some of my buyers. I would like to share that, not to your buyer. You can send it to your buyers. That's what your job is on the MLS. but to share that on Facebook and market that house, you have to have their permission.
Why would
And I would suggest,
why
You
would
also
we
have
need
to-
their permission if we just advertising their house?
because you're not the listing agent, so you have to have that on any kind of marketing that you do, that you are the marketing agent, not the listing agent. There's a
you
guy
have to
named
put
Adam
their
Haynes.
information.
I'm sorry?
And you have to put their information.
You have to put their
It's gonna be
information, that
there.
they're the listing agent, and that you're the buyer agent. If you get on any of the hip sites right now, Tom Cox's team does this all the time. Adam Haynes does it. It's not his listing, he doesn't have a lot of listings, but he's looking for buyers. And he runs ads all day long, new listing here, and then if you read down, it just has to be on there, it doesn't have to be at the beginning. He got all his information to see all our listings, click here, they're clicking into that, and he uses a landing page, and he gains buyers' information from that. Then you can use any MLS listing. Now again, and we've talked about this, I think in the other class, and I think Ed would agree, if you click on this and it's just everything in my office or my agents, then you can do any of these. They're all actually real estate solutions. You don't have to say it's you, correct, Ed? I mean, you're just, because Ed owns the listing, but you can promote it. Now, I would go ahead and put listing agent is XYZ, Randy the realtor, whatever, but
In my
just so you
office,
know.
in my office, we're a great team.
Yeah, helping do this, helping open house, whatever, but all you gotta do is, and we'll try to run through this real quick, is click on that, click on Facebook. I don't know who Cable Road is, but I'm getting ready to. Oh yeah, she just texted me about that.
Yeah.
Rika should have been in my class, I would have shared it. But here's what it is, so now it's already, boom, Hendersonville Home Listings. This is the ad, it's already made an ad for me, and I'm gonna say, look what Rika did. Right? Blah, 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 right? Call me for a private showing, right? Feed your story wherever you want to put this. Minimize this a little bit. Right? Location, if I want to say, check in at Randy the Realtor, that goes ahead and puts my information on there, right? So now it has my information on there. And then I can make it public or private to my friends or only to a person. And I can run the ad, post to Facebook, bam, and that would be up there.
Well,
Now-
that's not actually ad, it's a post, right? On
So
your
this
wall.
is, right, this is a